Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to take a steering column out. This is a third gen 82 to 92 Camaro / Firebird, but this could be applied to almost any car with minor variations, of course. So in this case here, I'm going to take this through bolt out here on the steering input shaft, and it's a 15mm nut. And once you take the nut off, there's a through bolt you got to pop out. So I'll show you how to do that. There goes that, and that comes right out. That's a through bolt. And this side's round, so. And you're probably gonna have to hammer it. Get a little pry bar and start hammering it out. It's almost out. There you go, it's out. Now time to go inside. Alright, back in the car now. Now I took the steering bag out, which was 4T30 headed Torx bolts in the back. As you can see here, there's actual push nuts on them in the back over here, and they're holding them in place. And now inside here, you have a 13/16 bolt in there. Once you take the airbag out. Also, please note, whenever you mess with an airbag, make sure you disconnect the battery first. Then once you disconnect the battery, make sure you disconnect all the clips from underneath. It's usually the yellow clips. Just for, you don't want that thing blowing up in your face. So, let me go in here and take this out. Alright, once you take this nut off in the middle, now I'm going to show you how to take a steering wheel off with a steering wheel puller. This is what you need. And what you do here is, there's two holes in here, threaded holes, and you put the steering wheel puller like so, and you put one bolt through here, then another bolt through here, and once you bolt those, now you can pull this out. Just tighten down the middle. Oops, wrong way. And it pops right out. That's everything here. The headed bolts, we have 4. We have a bracket and I think that holds the column in place. So I'm going to take the bracket off first. One bolt here, and you'll need a deep socket for these. I figured I'd show you guys. This bolt was actually stuck in there, so what I did was I took my little locating pin, or you could take a little chisel or whatever and just put it in there and whack it out, and that should take that out. So I figured I'd throw this little quick tidbit in there for you guys. Alright, let me take the other ones out. Now on this side, the other bracket, just hammer that in there. Didn't want to go in. And this one also, you're gonna have to hammer it out. Like that. These are very tight in there, these nuts. The nuts are tight. That's the way I like it. And you can take this bracket down like so. Put that aside. Then you have two more bolts over here. Take that out. And the last one on the other side. Let me show you what it looks like down here. So you got one bolt here holding this bracket, the nut, and another nut here for this stud. And the other collar I took off was one here and one here. So that's what I'm doing. And this, when you do this, the whole thing's going to drop down. And there goes your steering column. And you have all these wires here you have to take out. Alright, now this is a Phillips head screw right here that holds this bracket in place. So go in there with a screwdriver, like so, and take that off. And that comes off that. And this goes in there, the ignition switch, and now it's completely off. And now on the other side, over here, you have a connector. So what you do here is you pull this was down here. I don't know if you guys can see. You pull a tab out and you push this up, and that's what comes out. So that's what you pull out and up, and that whole connector comes out. So you're free there. Now over here, let's see. Okay, what I did here also, you see this connector? This connector is connected onto the column with two tabs. So on either end, so you pull the tabs out and this drops right down. This one here. You disconnect this connector too over here. This apart. It comes right off. I think that's pretty much it, except for a few more wires. These are good. Let's cut this actual zip tie. Now it's just a matter of untangling the wires here. Let's get this wire. This wire here we don't need. That's something we added later on, so don't need that. And of course you got your airbag wires. Disconnect those. Well, let's see. Supposed to take this green one off first. Take that one off. Then you take this one off by pushing this in. Comes right out. And then this one, pull this up and out. That comes right out. And I think that's all the wires connected to it. Yeah, that's all the wires connected to it. That's it. So you take all those clips off. And when you put the new steering column in, it's a reversal of removal. Now, what you gotta do is, there's two bolts up here that you gotta take out. And I'll get to those in a second. Alright guys, there's two more bolts. One is all the way right there, it's 10 millimeter, and there's another one right there, it's 10 millimeter. So what I did was I rigged up this 1/4 inch extension with a swivel at the end of it to get to it. So let's see if I could get that on there. It's a little tricky. Hold on a second. Alright, as you can see, this one's right here. If you can see that. See right there. And as you can see, the steering column's dropping down now. And that one's out also. Sorry. Okay, let me take that one out. That one dropped. And there goes the other one. And now all you gotta do is pull it out. One second. See, there's anything underneath. Ah, there's one more underneath. There's one more bolt underneath. Sorry, I forgot about that one. What you could do here is, just to hold it in place, you could just put one more of these back up here, finger tight, and that'll hold the steering column up while you get to the bottom one. So it's not a big deal. That bad boy was hiding on me. I forgot there was one down there, but it's not a problem. And that one's coming off too. You can see that, right? And there you go. So there's 3 on there. And now you can go up here where I put this bolt to hold the steering column. You could just undo this and the whole thing should drop down like so. Also, one thing to note here when you do a steering column is the wheel lock. Make sure you have the correct one for the key that you have. That sometimes requires going to the dealer, so be careful when doing that. Some have vehicle anti-theft devices on them. They have chips and keys and whatnot. And this just slides out of the way. And this is the column. This is it. And like I said, installing it's reversal of taking it out. And be very careful. Make sure your if you have an anti-theft system, you have to make sure the new column has the correct key with it, that your computer will actually recognize it. So that concludes our removal of the steering column. And thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. If you like these videos, check out my other videos on my channel. And you can also check out NewYorkThirdgen.com. That's where I hang out. That's my car club. And like me on the bottom, there's a bunch of things you could do to me down there. And while you're down there, you can do whatever else you want. There's plenty of this clown to go around. So, toodles!